way, shape, or form. Like it's just too important for us not to be represented, especially when young people spend 9 hours a day with media. They spend more time with media than they do with their families and they do in school. So that's where they're learning about who they are.
That's the context we really have. That's what this is really about, and why we're so passionate about it. Because we're talking about, influencing each other as actors and the kinds of possibilities we had for our career. But ultimately, it's about how trans people view themselves.
Yes.
That's what I'll never forget. I was working in my previous career. I was in nonprofit management, and I decided to transition. And I told one of my coworkers, and she looks at me and she goes, I told her I was trans, and she goes, "You mean like Buffalo Bill?"
Oh, from
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the
That was her only reference point. She's lovely, and she didn't mean it in that way, but that's all she knew.
Right.
She looked at me and she thought, that serial killer who wants to skin women alive, that's the kind of stuff that we internalize. When the world sees us as monstrous, as something abject, as something that needs to be hidden from and feared, we tell that to ourselves. We see it, we can't help but internalize it. I believe I'm monstrous. I have to fight against that perception every single day that I'm not monstrous. It's an act of will.
Conditioning, because it's
Absolutely.
conditioning.
Well, it's shame, and the shame can come from inside, but it also, when the media representations have been so much of what they've been over the past, 100 years that we've had film and television, then the shame comes from without, and it's so much work to unlearn that and to build shame resilience. That's a huge part of my work, building shame